Oh my God, college football kicks off today, people. I know it started last Saturday with some meaningless games with teams that nobody cares about, but we have real meaningful football today. You say, well, what games are meaningful? You're defending fake national champion Central Florida plays today, and there's going to be a great game in the Big Ten. I mean, nobody seems to talk about these two teams, but I do. They're pretty good teams. Purdue and Northwestern. This was at Purdue. I mean, you got some good games, but today's the beginning of 5 days in a row of college football. You have to wait till what? A bowl season? I don't even know if you get 5 days in a row of football games during bowl season. This entire 5-day period should be a national holiday. I don't know what we have to do. I don't know if we need to call a congressman. I don't know if we need to start a GoFundMe. Do we need to make signs and go protest or rally or demonstrate? And what's the difference between those three things? I've been trying to figure that out forever. I can't tell whether people are protesting, rallying, or demonstrating. But the point is, college football starts for real today. And in this video, I'm going to preview today's games, Friday's games, and a few of Saturday's games that I didn't get to on the last two videos. I've done an SEC preview and prediction. I'll put a link right here if you guys want to check that out. And then, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I previewed all the top 25 games from Saturday. I'll put a link up here too to that video if you can check that out. But let's get into right into this one. I mean, we got actual games today. Okay, forget the stupid preview or intro or whatever that is. Nobody cares about that. Anyway, all to do is complain that it's too long or point. I only do it because I like doing it. But let's get rid of that. But we got football to talk about. You guys ready? All right, this prediction video is going to be sponsored by the people over at betnow.eu. So all the odds, lines, and spreads that I use in this video are from there. They're current as of 10 a.m. this morning. Click the link in the description of this video down below, and it'll take you over to their website. They'll set you up with all your college football betting needs. They've even given me a promo code that I can give to you guys. It's Uncle Lou, one word, all lowercase letters. You enter that in the promo code over on the site, and they're going to give you a 100% bonus on your deposit. Deposit $20, you get $40. Deposit $50, you get $100. You get where I'm going here. Help you cover some of your losses. Anyway, let's get right to the video. All right, coming up tonight, how is the defending fake national champions ranked number 21? I don't know, but they are. You got teams like Clemson that got humiliated in the first round of the playoffs last year, and they got them up at like number 1 or 2, depending on which poll you look at. Ohio State can't even make a playoff, and when they do, they can't score a point. They're ranked top 5 in most polls. And the fake undefeated national champs are all the way down here at 21. But anyway, they start off tonight with a road game at UConn. Now you're probably thinking, well, UCF will run away with this game, and you're probably right. This game comes on tonight, Thursday night, 7 o'clock on ESPNU. And Central Florida's a 24-point favorite in this one. They got the quarterback coming back. Scott Frost is gone. How much is Central Florida going to regress this year without Scott Frost, if any at all? Here's my opinion on it. And I've said this several times over the course of the offseason. If Scott Frost is the greatest coach, like you love to hear from Central Florida fans and, of course, now Nebraska fans, if he's just the greatest thing ever, how can Central Florida possibly be as good without him as they were with him? We'll find out tonight when they take on UConn. Now, UConn not expected to put up much of a test against Central Florida. Central Florida blew them out last year, 49-24. But going into the fourth quarter, the score of that game was 28-17. Central Florida scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter of that game to run away with it. It was a weird game. Central Florida scored 21 in the first quarter, 21 in the fourth quarter, and only 7 combined in the second and third quarter. So started off hot and then disappeared for 2 quarters and then poured it on at the end. This is a tough one to pick here. I hate huge spreads week 1 because you just don't know. Plus, they're on the road. Beware of the prime time home dog, PTHD. You hear this all the time in betting circles. as a general rule of thumb, you don't ever want to bet against a home underdog in prime time at night on TV. I'm going to go along with that and take UConn in this one. Give me the 24 points. What did they win by last year? 25? And that was with pouring it on in the fourth quarter. I don't know. I'm not sure how confident I am in this one. But if you're going to make me pick a side here, give me UConn, and I'll cross my fingers and hold on to that 24 points. All right, also tonight, a Power 5 matchup in the Big Ten here. Northwestern at Purdue. I like watching these Week 1 conference matchups. We get Virginia Tech, Florida State later on Monday, Labor Day night. This isn't something I would want Georgia to do, start out with a conference game, but I like watching other teams do it. It makes for an interesting and exciting game. Northwestern at Purdue, two teams that don't get enough recognition. These are two really good teams here with two really good coaches. Pat Fitzgerald at Northwestern and Brom over at Purdue. Fitzgerald, of course, been at Northwestern for forever and a day. Brom at Purdue. Been getting looked at by some better schools, some bigger schools, some more prominent schools, namely Tennessee. Of course, he ain't an idiot, so he turned that job down. That'd be a career killer, wouldn't it? Tennessee is really just a stepping stone job these days anyway. Anyway, I digress. Northwestern's quarterback situation. Now, they've got an elite quarterback, this Thorson kid. Now, he blew his knee out last year, and he's coming back really, really quick off of that and is expected to get to start here tonight on the road at Purdue. Now, if this guy is back to 100%, just like he was 5 minutes before he tore his ACL, I could see Northwestern winning this game, maybe, even though it's on the road. Problem is, it's not on the road. It's at Purdue at night, conference game. Purdue's a 1.5-point favorite tonight, 8 p.m. on ESPN. I hate picking road teams. I really do. In a game that's supposed to be this close, and you got some question marks about the health and mobility of the quarterback coming back off of an ACL, give me the home team. I'll take Purdue. I do think this will be a close back and forth game, though. Purdue scores a late touchdown and wins this one. Give me Purdue, and I'll lay the 1.5. All right, now we got some games coming up tomorrow, Friday. More ranked teams playing here. Now, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on the Big Ten Network, Utah State at Michigan State. Michigan State's a 23.5-point favorite. Michigan State ranked high at 11, but sort of flying under the radar. I feel like if you talk to Big Ten people, the Ohio State, with what's going on there with Urban Meyer and Zach Smith, and of course just the talent that they have and the expectations, they get a lot of attention. Penn State's getting a lot of attention. Wisconsin, after going 12-0 and having a Heisman favorite at running back and Jonathan Taylor, is getting a lot of attention. Michigan with Jim Harbaugh is getting a lot of attention. New quarterback coming in, Shea Patterson. It seems like Michigan State is like the 5th or 6th most talked about team in the Big Ten. All Michigan State did last year was win, 10 games, 11 games? They returned 18, 19 starters off of that team. So, they returned everybody basically off of that team. Michigan State is a team to watch in the Big Ten this year. If they don't win the division, which that division is just brutal, if they don't win the division, they're going to have a say over who does. I can promise you that. They're going to beat one of those other teams that seems to get talked about way more than Michigan State. D'Antonio, not a complete idiot, has guided his team to the college football playoff once before. Of course, he got shut out. That's just a Big Ten tradition. But anyway, they get Utah State at home, 23.5-point favorite. This one comes on tomorrow, 7 p.m. Big Ten Network. Give me Michigan State in this one. Not enough people are talking about Michigan State. I think I know 23.5 is a lot, and I say I hate giving a lot of points in these Week 1 games, but at least in this case, at least they're at home. The case of Central Florida, they've got to go on the road and win by more than 24. This one's at home, Michigan State. Give me the home team. The Spartans will cover the 23.5. All right, and then my favorite team in the Big Ten, or at least my favorite player, Western Kentucky at Wisconsin. This one comes on Friday night, 9 p.m. on ESPN. Wisconsin is a 36-point favorite in this game. This seems too high to me. I like Wisconsin. But do they really seem like a team that's going to just put 40 or 50 points up and beat a team by 36 points? I'm not so sure. Now, I think Wisconsin is a great team. They're another team they return all their offensive linemen. The quarterback is back. Of course, the running back went 2,000 yards last year as a freshman at an elite offense. But I'm just not sure Wisconsin's. It seems to me Wisconsin is the type of team that wants to get, a 28, 30, 31-point lead and kind of just put the game on cruise control. I can see Wisconsin in the third quarter letting the play clock drain all the way down to 1 before they're hiking the ball already. I don't know. Zero chance I would take Wisconsin in this game at minus 36. If you hold me down, I would take Wisconsin. Give me the 36. I would take Western Kentucky. And you can give me the 36 points. However, I think I would probably stay away from this one. But like I said, you guys get mad if I don't actually make a pick. So Western Kentucky, and give me the points. All right, also 9 o'clock Friday night. This one's on Fox Sports 1. San Diego State at Stanford. I bet I can tell you something you don't know about this game. Bryce Love. These two teams played last year. Bryce Love had 184 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 14 yards per carry. And Stanford lost. How is that possible? San Diego State beat Stanford last year 20-17. Bryce Love, 184, 2 touchdowns, 14 yards per carry, and lose. There can't be too many times a team has a running back with a stat line like that and loses 20-17. San Diego State at Stanford, 9 p.m. Friday night, Fox Sports 1. Stanford is a 14-point favorite in this one. Can this possibly happen again where San Diego State beats Stanford? I don't think so. I see zero way Stanford loses this game. One thing you have to remember about Stanford the first half of last year, they had that quarterback that's not any good who now is at Tennessee, transferred out. He started at the beginning of the year at Stanford, struggled. They benched him, put the other guy in, and now Christ, this guy they benched, has transferred to Tennessee, and Tennessee fans want to try to pretend to tell you that he's the next coming of Peyton Martin or T. Manning, hey, whichever one you want to choose. Beep, type on that, Vols. But anyway, not good enough to start at Stanford. Not good. Listen, this Christ guy is such a good quarterback. He couldn't beat San Diego State with Bryce Love and 184 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and 13 yards per carry. That's how good of a quarterback. Anyway, I'm getting off on a rant about the Voltards here. Let me get back on track. San Diego State at Stanford. Give me Stanford, and I'll give the 14 points. Bryce Love comes out and puts a stamp on his, an opening season stamp on his 2018 Heisman campaign. He goes absolutely berserk in this game, and their quarterback they have now can actually throw the ball. So they don't have to rely just on Bryce Love. This game will be ugly, in my opinion. I don't think this one will be close. I think Stanford makes a point in this game and runs away with it late. Give me Stanford, the Cardinal, the tree. What's with the tree? Is there already why a tree? I don't get it. You seen that tree, man? I don't know. What's dumber, the tree mascot at Stanford or that stupid-ass shark they have now at Ole Miss? I don't know, but give me the tree. And I'll lay the 14 points here without a problem. All right, and then the last one I got for you, and I only included this one because it's a rivalry game, an in-state game, but Colorado versus Colorado State. This game's being played in Denver. Of course, Colorado State's already played a game, and you can't overestimate the importance of that. Having played a game already is a huge advantage, in my opinion, when you're playing a team that hasn't. Now, they didn't look it very good in the game that they played, getting murked by something called Hawaii. Oh, I don't speak pineapple, woo! Which is a terrible team, but Hawaii came out with a new offense and slung the ball around. The QB looked like an All-American against this Colorado State defense. So hard to really say. Colorado is a 7.5-point favorite. This game comes on Friday, 9:30 p.m. CBS Sports. Yeah, CBS Sports. Colorado 7.5. Neutral site game in Denver, rivalry game that really could go. These rivalry games are weird, right? I'm not comfortable on this game on either side, But if you're going to make me do something, I'll take the dog. Give me Colorado State. Give me the 7.5. I'm going to cross my fingers and just hope they lose by 7. All right, and now a couple of leftover games from Saturday that I think are interesting that didn't fit into either of the other 2 previews I did. These aren't SEC teams and they're not top 25 teams, but I think these games are interesting and worth keeping an eye on Saturday, so I'm going to run through these. I have 3 of them. I'm going to do them pretty quick here. But first up, 4 p.m. Saturday on Fox, North Carolina at Cal. I'm only including this one because of all this offseason mess going on with North Carolina with the suspensions for selling shoes. Cal, of course, lost their best player. What was his name? Demetrius Robertson, him. Yeah, he's at UGA now. But listen, a lot of distractions at North Carolina, 5,000 miles, a long way to travel to play a college football game. Cal, a 7.5-point favorite. I'll lay that. I feel like I'm taking a lot of favorites today. I don't normally do that. It's normally a recipe for losing a lot of money. But anyway, I'm going to take the favorite again here. Again, they're at home, so it makes me feel a little bit better, easier to swallow that. But I'll lay the 7.5 and give me Cal to cover. All right, and then 8 p.m. Saturday night on Fox, Akron at Nebraska. Nebraska's a 26-point favorite in this one. The debut of Scott Frost as head coach of Nebraska. They're going to play Adrian Martinez, this young phenom QB that they have. He's supposed to be the real deal. We'll see. I have a feeling that in a Scott Frost offense, he's really going to shine. I think he comes out tonight and makes a statement not only for himself, but for Nebraska as a whole. The fans at Nebraska are starving. They're dying of thirst for some sort of meaningfulness or relevance in college football. I'm not sure they can get that this year, but I think they get a taste of it tonight. I don't think Nebraska is looking to come out and win this game 21-10 or something like that. I think they're looking to come out and put on a show in front of their home crowd, make it appear at least that Scott Frost is worth all this money that they paid him, and I think he is, by the way. But Akron at Nebraska, Nebraska the 26-point favorite. I think Martinez goes off. I think Nebraska makes a point. I think Nebraska comes out with a mindset and a goal of impressing the fans. I think it works. I'm going to take the favorite again in latest 26 points. And the last one I have, BYU at Arizona. This one's Saturday night, 10:45 p.m. on ESPN. Arizona's a 12-point favorite. The Khalil Tate show. That's what this game is going to be. Kevin Sumlin now at Arizona. He inherits an elite dual-threat quarterback in Khalil Tate. First of all, let me say this. I do not think Khalil Tate is going to be running around like he was last year. Will he get his running yards and his rushing TDs? Sure, of course he will. They'll have a few design runs. If a play breaks down, he can 100% take off and make a defense pay. I do not think he's going to be the primary rusher, which is basically what he was last year for Arizona. I think his number of carries overall will probably be cut in half this year, and someone's going to look to use his arm a little bit more this year. BYU's defense, not terrible, although they were terrible last year. BYU winning, 3 games or something last year? It's like the worst year they've had since the 70s or something. BYU considered a Power 5 team by the Pac-12. There's 2 or 3 conferences that consider BYU an independent Power 5 for the purposes of scheduling. So this, if you ask Arizona fan, this is a Power 5 matchup here. Again, I'm going to take the favorite again. I think Khalil Tate comes out and goes absolutely nuts in this game. I think Kevin Sumlin. Look at Kevin Sumlin at Texas A&M. Say what you want about his overall record. He was really, really good the first month of the season. I think he only lost 1 game in August, or August or September, either one. So basically the first month of the season, he only lost 1 game his entire time at Texas A&M. That trend continues with him now at Arizona. Arizona rolls at home over BYU. Give the 12 points. And you don't even have to stay up and watch the end of this one. I know it comes on late, 10:45. This game will be over at halftime, and you'll be good to go. All right, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. That's all the games I'm going to preview for this week. So I've done a ton of them. You can go back and watch Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and now today, Thursday's video. I'll have a Georgia video up tomorrow. Got a lot of comments and messages from you guys asking about a Georgia video. That'll be done every Friday this year during the season. I'll be previewing the Georgia game, and you know how those videos tend to go, so make sure you tune in for that. Per usual on these prediction videos, I picked a winner and a loser against the spread for every game I talked about, but I'm going to give you 3 games that I would play if I was going to play any 3 games out of the ones I previewed today. Give me Purdue -1.5, Nebraska -26, and Arizona -12. Picking 3 favorites, definitely a recipe to lose a lot of money. I hate picking that many favorites. I feel strongly about those 3. Purdue's probably the one I'm iffy on. If that quarterback from Northwestern comes out and looks as good as he looked last year, I could be wrong on that one, but Purdue's at home. I'm gonna roll the dice on the Northwestern quarterback situation and go with Purdue. I feel pretty good about the Nebraska and the Arizona picks, though. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I post college football videos almost every single day of the year, and some of them are even watchable. So thank you. Thumbs up the video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys tonight, Thursday night, 10 p.m. for the live show. Have a great night.